Welcome to this step-by-step guide on installing the Prasso API, a powerful Laravel project designed to streamline your development workflow. My name's Bobby Peralt, and today I'll be walking you through the entire installation process to get your Prasso API up and running smoothly for purposes of development. In this tutorial, we'll be using PHP version 8 and Laravel version 11. Laravel, as many of you know, is a robust PHP framework that makes web application development elegant and efficient. With the latest version, Laravel 11, you get access to cutting-edge features and improvements that enhance your development experience. Throughout this video, we'll cover everything from setting up your development environment to configuring your database and running the Prasso API. By the end of this tutorial, you'll have a fully functional API ready for further customization and integration into your projects. So let's get started. First, you must clone the project. Fork it if you want. I'm using Visual Studio Code, as you can see, for my IDE. Once the project gets cloned, I'm going to open up the documentation for the technical installation and follow the steps. If I see corrections as I go, I'll be making them. Alright, down to the checkoff list. We have installed MySQL, and now we will create our database. Showing MySQL query window. I've added customization to the command that's included in docs to name my user and my schema Prasso training. That's an error, creating the user, because this is not the first time I've ran that create user command. You won't see that if it's your first time. So now we have the database, we can get our environment set up, and the example is going to be used here. I'll create the file .env, and I will open the example and copy and paste it into my new document. We're only going to set up the database here in the application. I do want to point out that the mailer is set to log, therefore any emails that get sent will be visible in your storage logs folder under the daily log, as we are log channel equals daily in this setup. Say my app name, set in my database that I've just configured and set up. Now we need to look at the documentation. The next step is told to check our database setup. Install Composer. This will get Laravel set up, ready to work with. Opened up a terminal window to run the commands. So now we're ready to generate our application key, which will allow us to generate unique tokens for our app, since we're using the API. And now we can set up our database. Finish setting up our database. PHP artisan migrate is the command to run the migrations that are included, which will give you a working database. And as soon as you put in the seed records, your application will work. Prasso is configured to work on a site-by-site basis. Unlike actual Laravel, this is not a Laravel setup step. This is a Prasso specific step. It's going to give you sample user and the seed records for a site page. I had to add step 8, which is tester installation, and I'm going to show now how to run the server. As you can see, it's not running. This is a command I like to use since I want to be able to debug with a mobile application. And here we are running in the browser. There's the login. It didn't work for the password since the one that I have in the sample data is not the actual password. And that is what I will leave for you to fix. I'm going to fix it by copying from another area. There we go. All logged in. That's the end of this installation video and happy development.